Vacations, man. The best way to escape your life and get away and drink some pina coladas and eat some cheeseburgers on the beach at 9 a.m. and get really goddamn out of shape. Vacations are one of the most wonderful things a human being can experience in their lifetime, but it's also one of the fastest ways people lose all the progress they've been making with their fitness, their nutrition, and their general lifestyle. If you don't know me, my name's Coach Eli with 412 Coaching, and I've been working out for the last 6 years. And over the last 3 years, I've helped over 100 busy adults build their dream physiques while navigating chaotic schedules with curveballs and shit happening left and right. And as an avid traveler myself, I've experienced how goddamn hard it is to stay in shape while you're traveling and on the go, and how hard it can be to be removed from the environments that shape your current habits that you're trying to keep. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to navigate a vacation so you don't fall out of shape, or better yet, continue getting in better shape even when you're away. And we're going to set this up in a way that you don't have to sacrifice your well-earned free time either. You're not going to have to go crazy on the meal prep. You're not going to have to lift 6 days a week. You're not going to have to walk 20,000 steps every day. So without any further ado, here's my full guide to getting and staying in shape while you're away. I think it's important to talk about why it's so hard to stay in shape on vacation before we get into the how. The most prominent reason has to be the fact that people consider vacations time off. Like, it's a time for you to kick your feet up, relax, kind of do nothing, and get away from the daily to-do and the hassles and the chores and the work. And a lot of the times people loop in their health and fitness with these concepts of work, and in their mind it's kind of like a chore. So what usually ends up happening to people on vacation is they disregard these good habits that are in their life already because to them it's work. The second big reason is because it's such a shift in environment. If you're used to being at home, cooking all your meals, meal prepping, sticking to a specific schedule, vacation can really throw that off. And plus, there's a lot of breakfasts out, lunches out, dinners out, where you're navigating a restaurant style menu and you don't have the options to be like, oh, I'm gonna do 150 grams of chicken and 200 grams of jasmine rice. It's menu items. And a lot of the times people go pretty damn hard at dinner and breakfast. And if you combine that mindset of wanting to get away from work and chores and considering fitness a chore, and you're faced with these environmental temptations, it can make a recipe for disaster when you return from vacation. And trust me, you don't want to get back from a vacation feeling guilty. Wouldn't you like to go on a vacation, get in even better shape, have an amazing vacation, and come back right on plan? I think most of you would. So this 3-part vacation system that lacks a cool title, I'm just gonna call it Eli's Vacation Plan. I need to hire a marketing guy or something. You got workouts, you got walking, and you got nutrition. And we're gonna dive into each of these in detail. Not boring detail, but detail. So let's start with workouts. Look, I know most people don't wanna work out on vacation. That seems to be the common theme. And look, you don't have to make it the focal point of your vacation. Like, let's say you're working out 5 days a week at home. You could do 1 or 2 and be totally fine. You don't have to do 5. That way you're getting at least something in and reinforcing the habits you have back in your hometown. Now, when it comes to lifting on vacation, the number one thing I would do is just try to find a gym that's close to you and get a short pass at it. If you don't have your car with you and the closest gym's like 20 minutes away, I would just do some body weight workouts at home. That would work perfectly fine. Even if it's just some push-ups, some planks, some ab stuff, you're still getting a workout in, you're still moving, you're still influencing your good behaviors. And even if these workouts aren't optimal, you are coming back home with that routine and habit sequence still fresh in your mind. And I don't want to hear any of you using the time excuse. Vacation is full of free time. Just set aside 20, 30 minutes to hit a quick workout twice a week. You can do that, right? Number 2 is general movement, cardio, walking. Now, a lot of the times vacations actually make it easier to do this because you're on your feet more. You're looking at things, you're walking around, you're window shopping. So something I would aim to do is try to get at least 10K steps a day, right? This is gonna keep that movement fresh in your mind, and it's gonna keep that habit rolling. And this is very easy to do. Chances are, if you're on a vacation, a lot of shit to walk around and enjoy. Do it. Just do it every day. Do it in the morning, do it at night, do it casually when you're hanging out with your friends, just do it. And number 3, which is arguably the hardest part of staying in shape on vacation and everybody's kryptonite, man. I'm talking like everybody, myself included, and I'm a fitness coach. I fall victim to this shit too, and that is nutrition, okay? So why do people struggle so much with nutrition on vacation? Well, a lot of it plays into the two factors we talked about earlier. This is your unwind time. This is the time for you to be free and be free of this realm of responsibilities. And in most people's minds, that means stop giving a shit about what you're eating and just eat whatever the hell you want, which sounds good, but is that a trade-off you're willing to make to come back home guilty, ashamed, and off plan? I don't think so. But other than that, it's also so hard since you're away from your typical eating environment. You got all these dinners to go to, you might not have a grocery store nearby, you might not have kitchen access, it kind of screws everything up. Now, everybody's vacation's a little different, but let's say you do have kitchen access. That is a very good thing. If you have kitchen access in a grocery store nearby, I would try your best to just do exactly what you do at home for the most part. Cook your breakfast, cook your lunch, even meal prep if it's applicable. But most of your vacations are gonna involve breakfasts out, lunches out, and dinners out. So I really wanna drill home how to navigate those. So let's say you're going to breakfast on vacation and you don't wanna eat 3,000 calories, which is really easy to do because the big three, pancakes, waffles, and French toast, they are so delicious. Like, just thinking about those damn foods right now, I'm salivating. They're very high in calories, they're delicious, and they typically are drizzled in some type of chocolate, whipped cream, or syrup. Syrup stacks up, bro. I'd also try to avoid sugary drinks like apple juice, grape juice, things like that, and bacon. Bacon's delicious, but it's very high in fat, very high in calories, and it's not filling. Delicious, but it's not filling. I would aim for some type of egg dish, like an omelet or an egg white omelet. And the great thing about omelets is you can customize them to put exactly what you want in them. I would put some turkey, some spinach, and some other various vegetables that enhance the flavor and aren't gonna give you a giant calorie boost. They'll have up to 30 to 40 grams of protein, especially with adding extra protein to the omelet. And then in terms of carbs, I would get a side of potatoes or a side of wheat toast. And then for your beverage, I would shoot for either water or coffee. Now let's talk about the biggest killer of all of them though. When you have dinners out, that is when most people indulge in heavy shit. Pile on calories, man. You got bread baskets, you got sugary cocktails, sugary drinks, enormous dinner portions, fried appetizers. There's so many things that can knock you off course at a goddamn dinner. How do you enjoy a dinner out without killing your progress by eating thousands of calories in one sitting? Number one, go easy on the bread basket. Most nice places where you go to dinner, they're gonna give you a free bread basket, and bread is delicious. The last thing you wanna do, eat a whole bread basket and then start on another one. You know, because that could be like 500 to 700 calories, sometimes even more. Really depends on the bread and what's on it. I would try to limit yourself to 1 to 2 pieces. Don't avoid it, enjoy yourself, but limit the amount. A lot of people also like to drink alcohol at dinner, which is okay, it's fun. Try to aim for a lower calorie alcohol option. You know, the sugary cocktails, or if you're drinking a bunch of beer, that can really add up. But if you're having a glass of wine or two, you're probably gonna be okay on the calorie side. Now, my honest recommendation would be try to avoid the alcohol in general and opt for drinking some water or some unsweetened iced tea. Just by making those two changes, you're immediately saving yourself from hundreds of unwarranted calories. Now, in terms of appetizers, I would go for a protein-loaded salad personally. My go-to when I'm eating out is always a Caesar with a big portion of chicken on. You know, that's pretty filling and it's very healthy. You really want to avoid the fried stuff, like the mozzarella sticks or the mac and cheese poppers or the fried XYZ. There's a lot of bad for you appetizers, like even shit like calamari. When it comes to entrees, I would just aim for a high protein option. Every dinner menu is gonna have some type of option where there's a main protein, a carb, and a vegetable. For example, salmon, potatoes, and broccoli, or chicken, rice, and green beans. A lot of restaurants will have something like that. I would realistically aim for one of those entrees. I would avoid any really heavy pasta dishes like Alfredo, shrimp scampi, stuff like that's pretty damn heavy. So long story short, aim for high protein options, avoid the fried stuff, and avoid overloading on bread and shitty alcohol. Now, let's say you have grocery store access, but you don't have kitchen access. Here's exactly what you should do. I would get sandwich ingredients. I tend to go with Dave's Power Seed bread. It's a very low calorie and filling bread. It's actually really delicious. I've been using it for like around a year. I put a lot of sliced turkey on the sandwich, some lettuce, some pickles, and some mayonnaise and some light Swiss cheese. It's filling and it's easy and there's no cooking utensils required, and it's also going to keep you on your plan. And it really is that simple. If you're getting at the bare minimum 2 body weight workouts in, you're walking a lot every day, and you're making healthy choices at breakfast, lunch, and dinner based on the circumstances of your vacation, there is no reason why you won't be in better shape after the vacation than you were before the vacation. And you'll be able to do all that without eating into all of your free time. And if you want my full guide to dining out and staying in shape for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, click the description down below and I'll leave the link in there for you. All right, enjoy your vacation and enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy, man.